Today's scripture passage comes from Mark's Gospel, the 7th chapter. And again, we find the Pharisees complaining to Christ because his followers, Christ's followers, are not adhering to what they feel is the tradition of the Mosaic Law. And Christ, again, is frustrated with the Pharisees, and I suppose in concert with how we act, you and I, sometimes, that all too often we worry about the minutia that lies within the guidance that God gives us, and we don't look at the bigger picture. We don't understand always that there's a multi-layered responsibility, a multi-layered gift, a multi-layered sacred moment that we are to look at what God is calling us to and not worry so much about are we genuflecting correctly or washing our hands correctly, but do we know why we genuflect? Or can we genuflect? At my age, I can genu. The getting up part, the flect part just doesn't work. But it is more about the minutiae of the laws and understanding the depth of the love of the laws that God is giving us. The Pharisees were misguided in believing that it was just adherence to the law that allowed them to be saved. When it's not, it's more deeper than the adherence to the laws. It is the understanding that God is calling us to a better place, a stronger place, a more sacred place. In that church, when we go to church, it's not how deeply we genuflect. It's how deeply we bow to internally and spiritually to the God who loves us. It's not about washing our hands so that our hands are clean. It's about washing our hearts so that our hearts are clean. It is about having this cleansed heart and going out into the world when Mass is ended to help clean and heal the world. That's what Mass is about. It is about the gathering to worship, to be nurtured, to find the nutrition, the spiritual nutrition that we get from the Holy Eucharist, to be in community, to be cleansed, to be a part of God's holy family, and then go out into the world to help clean the world, to help the world be better than it was. That's what we are called to do. It is far beyond the Pharisaic understanding of laws. Now, it's true that our Catholic faith has many traditions, but the traditions are all geared towards pointing us the right direction to find the God who loves us. That's why we gather together on Sunday, not to get a giant check mark, but to be able to be cleansed in our hearts, our spirits, in our relationship with others, that we then take that out and help clean the world. You see, it's easy in church, that moment of offering peace to one another, to look at one of our neighbors and say, "Peace of Christ be with you." It's a far different task to go out into the world when Mass is ended, say to our brothers and sisters, in words and in deed, may the peace of Christ be with you. See, that's what we're called to do, to be that clean, that open, that loving. And so, every morning, when you get up, when you say, "Lord, what are we going to do today?" What starts by loving your neighbor. God bless you.